So it's getting pretty late, but I've been thinking about this topic for a while. And so in this video, I want to provide some encouragement and advice specifically for starting a YouTube channel in Hawaii, whether you've been thinking about it for a while or you're just getting started. And I really want to make this video because I think it's going to help a lot of people out there and maybe even help me one day when I look back on it. And by no means am I the biggest or most successful channel to come out of Hawaii, and probably not even close. But I still feel like I can provide encouragement and share my experiences to maybe help others. And I'm hoping at the very least, I may say something that you needed to hear to be encouraged or motivated to start or to keep going. Because when I started this channel, no one else was there to encourage me. I just had myself. I had to encourage myself to start and keep going. So my name is Chris and my YouTube channel is Hello from Hawaii. And no, I'm not a full-time Hawaii YouTuber, but I've been making videos about Hawaii on this channel for just about 2 years, and it has about 15,000 subscribers. And before that, I was creating videos for about 7 years on a different channel that has about 34,000 subscribers. But why would I want to help other YouTube channels about Hawaii? Wouldn't that just be helping my competition? That's having a scarcity mindset though, and I'll talk about that later in this video. But I really just want to help and encourage local people who may just need that like little something, that little push or just a little nudge or something, and just let them know that they're not alone in this. There are a lot of great YouTube channels about Hawaii that cover a variety of topics. I mean, you got travel, you got food, you got lifestyle, you got vlogs. So there's a lot of people that have a variety of experiences. And I'd encourage you, if you're thinking about making videos or are making videos, to reach out to some of them to just say hey and ask any questions. And even if you're not thinking about making videos, maybe this will be a good behind the scenes look into sort of what it takes. So the first thing is that you and me, we live in a special place. And because of that, you have a unique voice. Growing up in Hawaii, you may think that living in Hawaii is not that special. At least that's what I thought growing up, because I just didn't understand what the big deal was. But just know that people across the world, they want to be here. They want to live in Hawaii. I take a lot about living in Hawaii for granted, like going to the beach, the mountains, and the culture. But I try to imagine someone living in Nebraska trying to get to the beach. It's impossible, And some people have never seen the ocean. Hawaii's mountains are so green and the air is so fresh, and Hawaii's culture is so special. It's not perfect, but it's special. And because we live in a special place, we have a unique perspective. I mean, you have a lot to share. Yeah, you right there. I mean, you have a unique voice and outlook on life. But know that that's not going to be enough. I mean, you still got to put in the hard work, possess the mental fortitude, and have the technical skills to make videos. But those are things that you can learn later over time. In terms of a setting though, Hawaii is a great place to be, and you have a lot to share with the world. So if you want to share that, I say go for it. And if you so choose to share, try to remember why you wanted to share in the first place, because returning back to that why will help you when things get complicated in the future. The second thing is just start. No shame. There's no better way to learn to do something than just to do it. Just start making videos and see what happens. And yes, there is a little shame. I mean, Hawaii is a small place, and chances are people will recognize you. I've had a lot of family and friends reach out to me after they found one of my videos online. And I know it felt both embarrassing and also encouraging at the same time. And I'm glad that I haven't done too many embarrassing things on this channel, but I'm sure I'll look back and laugh at myself at some point. But here's the thing, right? You got to think, if a lot of people want to make video content out there, but people aren't doing it because they're ashamed or it's too hard, if you want to do it and be out there, all you have to do is just get over that shame, and you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of those people. Because you don't have to necessarily be the most talented or best looking person. Let the best parts of you show in your videos, and the audience is going to find you. All right, this one's a big one. YouTube is hard when you have a family and a full-time job. You gotta remember sacrifices and priorities. You know, this one is really tough. If you're gonna do YouTube, it's gonna require sacrifice. And chances are, even if you're a successful channel, you'll be working a regular job with YouTube as a side gig or hobby for at least a while, if not the entire time. Because the cost of living is so high in Hawaii, YouTube probably is not gonna be enough through ads to cover all of your expenses, but that's okay. And because you may be busier or have other things to do, it may mean that you can't post as many videos per week as, say, other full-time creators because you work 2 jobs or you have to drive in traffic. The thing is, we all want to grow bigger channels, but it's also important to understand that we all have different life situations that have a big influence on our time and energy that we can give to creating videos. And I'm really speaking to myself here. If you have a family, it makes it a lot more challenging to do YouTube because a lot of time and attention needs to go towards them. When I was single, I could make 2 or 3 videos a week easy. Then when I got married, 1 video a week was pretty good for me. And now as a dad, it's been hard to make 1 video a week. Won't lie about that. But I shouldn't be trying to hold myself to a higher standard than my life allows. If making more videos is a priority, then I have to allow for less time per video and I have to be okay with that. But if it takes a certain amount of time per video and that's just what it takes, then I have to be okay with less videos, at least for now. My wife reminds me that it's okay if I don't post a video once a week. That's my goal, once a week. And I need that reminder because sometimes I get overwhelmed to try to keep up with other creators, but I'm just not in their situation and that's okay. But don't let that steal the joy of making videos and why you started in the first place. The next thing is don't compare and don't have that scarcity mentality. It's really easy to compare on YouTube because YouTube is a numbers game, right? You got subscribers, you got views, you got watch time, you got all those metrics. But everyone has different goals and life situations. When I first started making videos about Hawaii, I thought I was in competition with the other Hawaii YouTube channels. Like, I gotta make better videos, and I got all worked up about it. But then I realized that we're actually all helping each other because of how recommended videos work on YouTube. Besides, as local creators, I think we need to work together because the market is so small. Hawaii is highly searched, but it's a vacation destination after all, so it's somewhat limited. And as a local, you're gonna have an advantage that other video content creators just don't have if they just come here for vacation. I mean, you really know how things are because you live here. You have access to more things, and people wanna know about that. They wanna know about you and your perspective and how you think about things. So while other creators can swoop in, make a few videos about Hawaii, and then they leave, you're here all the time because this is where you live and you can consistently make videos in or about Hawaii. So rather than compare, we should be cheering each other on. So some videos are gonna do good, others not so good. You just gotta create and move on. So some of your videos will perform really well and you will have no idea why. And other videos where you think they're gonna do well because you worked hard on it or whatever you did, they're not gonna do that well. And that's just how YouTube kind of is. And that's okay. You just gotta keep making videos. You know, I still remember when I was happy with 100 views on my video. Like, I was tripping out that there'd be 100 people who actually clicked on one of my videos and watched it. And I think it's important to remember how that felt. And just because a video doesn't get a lot of views initially doesn't mean that it was a failure. Because videos remain on YouTube, older videos have a chance to get more views in the future. Most of my popular videos on this channel got big months after I published them. My video about the realities of living in Hawaii was published in late 2019, but it got a lot of attention in the summer of 2020, so you never know. And I think a really good way to combat these up and down feelings of video success and failure is to give yourself real goals that reflect your effort and not these external measurements. You know, create goals for the number of videos that you make or other things that are more in your control, like maybe editing or thumbnails or things like that. Try not to worry about the metrics that you can't control. I know, easier said than done, but just try. And the last and probably the most important thing is it's important to enjoy it and to have fun. Enjoy the process of creating and sharing, especially in the beginning when no one is watching your videos. That's probably the hardest time to create videos, when no one's watching it, because you feel like you're wasting your time, right? And you look at all these other videos and all these other content creators and you just wonder, what am I doing wrong? But let me just say that it's the most freeing time you're gonna have, because at that time when no one's watching you, you can create whatever you want and you don't have to worry about the metrics and pressure that you're gonna feel later on. Trust me, you're gonna realize this when you become a larger channel, that there's more pressure to perform because you potentially have more eyes on your content. And no one is forcing you to make these videos. It's supposed to be fun. You know, once you start getting a little taste of success or you start earning a little bit of money, it's harder to have fun all the time. It's like this weird, strange dynamic, but try to enjoy it, because creating videos is on your time. Viewers use their time to watch it, but creators sacrifice their time to create something out of nothing. So enjoy it. So I hope you found something in this video encouraging. If you're a Hawaii YouTuber or you're thinking about making videos, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and aloha.